Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are here to play Rostercard baseball with an Excel helper. So we are in 2017, Game 15 of the Cleveland Indians versus the Minnesota Twins. Side note, Francisco Lindor has hit in the last 11 games, so that'll be something to watch here. And this game again is Rostercard baseball. You can pick it up at baseballdicegames.com. So here we go. So the first batter, you can see here, those will be the batters for the home team, or for the visiting team, the Indians. So first batter is Carlos Santana. He'll be going up against Irvin Santana. So the first one is a 54. So we'll go a little slow on some of these. If you look on here, the 54 is between the K and the out, so it is an out. The last number is where the ball is hit of the 210 dies, so 4. So it's a second base. You can also see it over here. It'll show ground ball second base. So there is one out. Second batter is Lindor. So 31, that is an out, and any ones with a 1 are line outs, so then the computer will justify where that's at. So line out to the pitcher. So 2 down. And the next batter will be Michael Brantley. 35, that's an out, ground ball to third. So an easy inning for Irvin Santana. This series has been very high scoring, so we'll see what happens in this one. Minnesota Twins in the bottom of the first. They will be going against Trevor Bauer. He is 1-1 with an 8.81 ERA going into this game. Brian Dozier, 65. So 65 goes on the pitcher's card. And if you look in here, Trevor Bauer's hits go to a 65. So that is a single. Past the third baseman. So Dozier is on. And let's see what his steal rates are. So again, you can play, we'll try to play the automatic for the other team. So the 3 here is what matches after. If it matches, if it's 3 or below, it'll be a steal. So we'll roll the dice again. If he gets 70 or below, he will steal the base. So 60 is a stolen base. So he steals one off of Bauer. So we got a second base with nobody out. So the next batter will be Joe Mauer. 65 is another hit. So with the hit on this one, we'll go to the hit column here. So second to home, a fast runner. And Brian Dozier is a fast runner. So he scores. So 1-0 early. Joe Mauer with his RBI. So next up will be Miguel Sano. 70 is on the walks. So you can see here Bauer's walks are 70 to 75. So it'll be a walk. So he's having a rough start to the first inning. First and second, nobody out for Max Kepler playing right field. 0-4, and this is even worse. So anywhere between 0 and 4, or 0 and 9 for Kepler is an extra base hit. So we'll roll the dice again. And a 3 is a home run. So a bad first inning for Bauer. He's given up 4 on 3 hits. So an early 4-0 lead for the Minnesota Twins. Robbie Grossman will be next. 76, that's outside of the walks range, so that's an out. Ground ball to the shortstop. So 6-3. That's the first out of the inning. Jason Castro, 15. So that'll be between his walk, or his single rate, and the walk, so it is a walk. Rough first inning for Bauer continues. Next batter, Polanco, 92. That is a pass ball check. So let's see here. So Gomes or no, it's Roberto Perez. So let's check this column here. So 92 Perez. He's got a star rating, so he does not give up the pass ball. So we will go back to this and roll another set for Polanco. 35, so that is in his out range. And it's a runner on first, so if you look over here, ground ball, third base, double play. So it is a 5-4-3 double play. That'll end the inning. But Minnesota gets 4 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks. So 4-0 after 1. So we'll go back up here to the top. Will be Jose Ramirez, or excuse me, Encarnacion. 43 on his is in his out range, so it's a ground ball to third base. Ramirez up next. He is batting .241. And he gets a 55, which is in his out range, a ground ball to third. 2 down for Lonnie Chisenhall, batting .435. .435 for Lonnie Chisenhall. 28, that is in his K range, so strikeout. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Tribe. Only down 4-0 after an inning and a half. Okay, so back down to the bottom. So Eddie Rosario, 59. That is in the left-right splits. Polanco or Rosario bats left, so he's going to get a single because it's opposite side. So Bauer's game still a little rough. Next hit is Byron Buxton. 30 is a strikeout. So 1 out. Go back to the top of the order, and Brian Dozier. 55 is an out. Ground ball to third. It is a fielder's choice unless the pivot has a strong arm. So that is a ground ball to third. Check Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez has an average arm, so it is just a fielder's choice. So 5-4 on the fielder's choice. And Brian Dozier gets on first on a fielder's choice. So let's see, Dozier, his number there for steals right here is a 3. So that is a 4, a little higher, so he's not going to steal. Joe Mauer, 52, that is in his out range. 2s are pop outs, and it's saying it's a pop out to the catcher. So that ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit. Go to the top of the third. Cleveland down 4-0. The 7th batter is Yandy Diaz. So far this season, batting .265. He gets an 86, which is outside of the K range. All 80 numbers are flyouts to center. So Diaz flies out to center. Abraham Almonte. He gets a 58, which is in the left-right splits. Right-handed pitcher, and Santana and Almonte, it bats from both ways, so it is a single, the first single of the game for the Indians. A 3, and that's outside of his attempt range. Next batter, Roberto Perez. He is batting .250. 92 is in the pass ball category. So, pass ball 3. Be 1 second here. Okay, so Perez, let's see here. So Castro is a 5, so the next roll, anything under 5, will be a pass ball. So 3, it's a pass ball. So Almont, he goes on the second on the pass ball. Roberto Perez, we're going to roll the dice for him again, 96. So that is going to be a, let's see, it's going to be a check on the fielder. And my little cheat sheet here is not up. Let me get that up. So it is going to be an air check. Shortstop on the air check is Polanco. So if, let's see, so they'll hold it second regardless. So Polanco is a 2, so if it's a 1 or a 2, it is a air. It's a 5, so it's not, so it is a fielder's, or not a fielder's choice, but it is a 6-3. 2 outs. Almonte stays at second. 2 down for Carlos Santana. 37 is over in his out range. It was a fly to left. So again, the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit. So after 2.5, it is 4-0. So the next batter for the Minnesota Twins is Joe Mauer, or excuse me, is Miguel Sano. 0-3, that is in his extra base hit range. So we're going to roll the dice again. One thing I forgot on the other one this last time is Trevor Bauer is, let's see here, his home runs is add 10. So you can see that here. So we add 10 to the extra base range of Sano. So you see his is 62, it'll be a 72. And 70 is a home run. And the ballpark is a 0, so Sano hits a home run. So that's 5 runs off of. So that's 5 earned runs off of Trevor Bauer. The next batter is Max Kepler, 87. So here again, here is the K range. The K range goes from 80 to 89, but then if you see the 40s, that means his carries over. So if there's a 40 and 41, then it would be a K. But 87 is a strikeout for Bauer. So that is the first out of the inning. Next batter, Robbie Grossman. Wrong, quarterback. I'm going for the quarterback, but Robbie Grossman's the next batter. 12 is in his single range. So that is a single for Grossman. So Bauer has 27 batters that he can face. So the next batter is Jason Castro. 43 is in his out range. Ground ball to first, and the charts say that the runner on first goes to second. So it's a 3 unassisted. 2 outs in the inning for Jorge Polanco. 63. So if we look in the hit range, Bauer's is 60 to 65. So 63 would be a single. And now we have to see about Grossman. So we're going to look here. Second to home. All runners score. So another run off of Bauer. So 6-0. And now Rosario comes up. So we've got a runner on first. 2 out. Rosario 72, and this is in the 70 to walk part, and it goes up to 75. So a walk. So Bauer having a rough day. Byron Buxton batting the first and second, 2 outs. 82. Now that's in the strikeout range, so he'll get out of that. 2 strikeouts for Buxton. So another 2 runs for Minnesota on 3 hits. So it is 6-0. 6-0. 6-0 Twins. So the next batter is for the Indians against Irvin Santana. who always seems to give them a lot of trouble. Francisco Lindor, with his 11-game hitting streak, is hitting at the beginning of game 3 of 6. 25, so that is in his K range. So Lindor strikes out. Michael Brantley, the next batter. 87. Santana's Ks go up to 84, so it's above that, so it is a fly ball to center. The Indians are not doing anything today. Encarnacion, 51. So you see that's in his out range. That is a line out to the pull corner, so it'll be line out to third base. So again, the Indians go down in order. So after 3.5, 6-0. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Trevor Bauer still trying to get through some more innings. Next batter, Brian Dozier. 72 is another walk. Bauer having trouble with control. 5, not going to steal. Especially with this lead, they're not going to steal. Next batter, Joe Mauer. 17 is in his hit range. So he singles. And runner hit to left will hold. So next batter will be Miguel Sano. He's homered and walked. 44 is into his K range. His K range goes to 55. So 1 out. Kepler, 07. That is in his extra base hit range. So we'll see, and we add 10 for Bauer. So his home runs go to 46. 82, so that is in his double range. So on double, all runners, let's see, first and third holds it. All runners score, it says. So a double to right field for Kepler. He's going to drive in 2. So he's got 5 RBIs on the day. And that's going to chase Bauer. So he is over the 7-run mark. So now it is 8-0. So we're going to go to get a new pitcher. And I think we're going to give Ryan Merritt a shot in relief. His relief is 10 batters. So Ryan Merritt will come in. So Ryan Merritt will come in with 1 out in the 4th inning. So 3 1/3 for Trevor Bauer. He's had a rough start to the year. So Ryan Merritt will come up against Robbie Grossman. 09 is in the single range. So it just continues going bad for the Indians pitching staff. Next batter is Jason Castro. 97, so that's in the outfield and an air check. Michael Brantley does not have any errors, so he's going to make the play. So it'll be a fly to left. I can see that right here where it says a 0, so he has no chance of making an error there. So the next batter, with 2 outs, is Jorge Polanco. And again, so 3, it's in his extra base range. And a 15 is a home run. So Rosario has a 2-run shot. Polanco has a 2-run shot. He's got 3 RBIs on the game. So this is it's a bad game for the Indians. So we've got 6 and 5 in this inning, so 11-0. So Rosario comes up. That was Polanco that just hit the home run. Rosario, 11. That's in his extra base range. 71, even with the adding of the 10, is a double. That's minus 23 for him. So double. So it just continues. Byron Buxton, 96. That is going to be an air check on the shortstop. So Francisco Lindor. So if it's anything but a 1 on the last die, is an out. So they bat around in the 4th. They get 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. They've just been racking up the tribe here. And the score is 11-0. So the only thing to really be watching now is to see if Francisco Lindor can get a hit and continue his 11-game hitting streak. So next batter will be Jose Ramirez. He gets a 66. That is above the hit range, so it's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. So Urban Santana has really stymied the Indians. Santana can face 29 batters, but in this game, if you have a shutout past that, you can keep going and not get added any penalty. So Lonnie Chisenhall will be next. He gets a 10. That's an extra base hit. Let's see what kind of hit. You add 13. That's right here for Urban Santana. So let's see what he gets. A 58. That's above the home run, so it is a double. Second base hit for the Indians. Off of Santana. So the next batter is Yandy Diaz. He gets a single because the 8 is in between here, so a single. So second to home, all runners score on the hit to center. So the Indians put their first run on the board on a single from Yandy Diaz. Almonte is the next batter. 83, that is in his K range, so a strikeout for Almonte. That's 2 down. Roberto Perez grounded out to short his last time up. 94. Now this is going to be a range check on the shortstop. So that's where you get this, or excuse me, the second baseman. That's where the 4 comes in. So Polanco has a range of the exclamation point. Now my little sticky my sheet here. The range, if it's an exclamation point, gives up singles on a 5 and 6. So we'll roll the dice again. And it is a 3, so he does not give up a single. It would need to be a 5 and a 6. So Perez grounds out to short. That'll end the inning. 1 run on 2 hits for the Indians. And they are trailing 11-1. And we will go to the bottom of the 5th, with it being 11-1. Ryan Merritt can face 10 batters, so he's on batter number 6. Next batter will be Brian Dozier. A 70 is a walk. So again, Indians having some trouble. That is Dozier's second walk. Brings up Joe Mauer. He is 2 for 3. 2 singles and an RBI. 21, he walks. So 2 walks in the inning for Ryan Merritt. Miguel Sano, he is 1 for 2 with a home run. 2 runs scored and an RBI. So first and second. 83. And he has Ks on I think he's an X1. I want to make sure of that. Ryan Merritt, he's an X1. So any numbers with a 1 at the end of the second number will be. So that is not an out. That is a fly ball to center. And all the runners hold. So 1 down for Max Kepler. 2 for 3 with a home run, a double, and 5 RBIs. So 70 is a walk. So Merritt has walked the bases loaded. Robbie Grossman is the next batter. 91, that is in the pass ball range, but so let's see here. looking here. 91, 92. Oh, excuse me. 91 is a wild pitch possibility. Just want to check here. Okay, so 92 is the only pass ball. So let's see what the wild pitch is for Ryan Merritt. Okay, so he does not give up a wild pitch, so we'll go back. And Robbie Grossman will get another roll. 34, that is in the K range, so he strikes out. So we're going to have to go to a reliever because that is Ryan Merritt's end of his. So let's see who we can bring in that has some. All right, we're going to bring in Zach McAllister. Zach McAllister has 8. It's going to be a bullpen day for the Indians. So McAllister and 8. All right, so McAllister will be in for the next batter of Castro. So the bases are still loaded, 2 outs. And we get an 82, which is a strikeout. McAllister goes over into the 41 column, so it is a strikeout. So at the end of the inning, the Indians get out of it. 0 hits, 3 walks. After 5, 11-1. So Irvin Santana rolling along with he's given up 3 hits, and he could face 29 batters. So he's only on batter 18. So the next batter will be Carlos Santana. 57, he's a switch hitter, so that will be a single. Okay, that was a 4, so Santana, I'm going to do my steals on these, but they wouldn't steal with that kind of lead anyway, so here's Francisco Lindor trying to get that hit to extend the hitting streak. 46, not going to be on this one. Let's see, so it's a ground ball to short. That's with the 6. So on here it's saying it's a double play unless the second baseman is a weak arm, which he is not. He's a strong arm, so that is a double play. 6-4-3. So Lindor 0 for 3, and that is 2 outs for Michael Brantley. Next batter, Michael Brantley, 24. That is a strikeout. That goes between the 23 and the 32. So Irvin Santana is just cruising. 0, no runs, 1 hit. So we're going to the bottom of the 6th. Twins leading 11-1. So next batter will be Jorge Polanco. He homered his last at bat. He has 3 RBIs. 95, and that's going to be a range play on third base. Andy Diaz is a star, which I think is the worst. Oh, actually, it's a good. He's got a good range, so he doesn't give up singles. So that is a ground ball to third. So now to Eddie Rosario, 25. So that is over his walk rate, under his K rate, so it is a K. So McAllister has struck out 2 in these 3 batters. Byron Buxton, 81. Again, that will be a strikeout. So decent inning for McAllister. And so no runs, no hits. So going to the 7th, 11-1. Twins in the lead. Next batter will be Encarnacion for the Indians. He gets a 19, so it's in here, it's in his walk range, so he is going to walk. I think that is the first walk for Santana. Jose Ramirez, the next batter, 77, so it's in his walk range, 70 to 79, but it only goes up to 74. So a 77, the last number of 7 is a fly out to left, so no movement there. Next batter, Lonnie Chisenhall. He is 1 for 2 with a double. 99. So that's going to be an air check on the right fielder. Kepler does not have him. He has a 0 air range, so that will be a fly ball to right. No movement. Okay, so next batter, Yandy Diaz with 2 outs and a runner on first. 88 is outside of his strikeout rate, so it's a fly to left or fly to center. So the 80s are the only ones you don't look at for the last number. That's automatically a fly to center if it's outside of the strikeout range. So the Indians, no runs, no hits. And we're still through 6.5. It is the Minnesota Twins 11, Cleveland 1. So we're going to the bottom of the 7th. So he's got 4. McAllister's faced 4 batters. He's got 4 more. So Brian Dozier up, 71. So that's in the walk category, and McAllister just goes up to 75. So that is a walk for Dozier. So there's not going to be any stolen bases because they wouldn't do that with this big of a lead. So, but if it was a close game, this 2 on Dozier's would have had him do a steal. So it's lower than that, the A column, the /A column there, which is a 3. So next is Joe Mauer, 37. So that's in between his K and out, so it's an out. Fly ball to left. So that is 1 out. Next batter, Miguel Sano, 36. That is in his K range. So another strikeout for McAllister. That's his 4th. So 2 outs with a man on first for Kepler. Has had a big day. 2 for 3 with a walk, a homer, a double, and 5 RBIs. 93. So this is going to be a range check on the first baseman, but he has a star, which means he doesn't give up singles. So it is a 3 unassisted. End of the inning. No runs, no hits for the Twins. So we're going to the 8th inning. And the Indians are losing 11-1. So now Irvin Santana has 29. He is at 25. So he's going to give it another inning. Next batter, Abraham Almonte. 82 is a walk. So Santana's walk rate is up to 80. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. 82 is in the Ks, so it is a K. Excuse me about that. Wrong line. So a strikeout again for Santana. Next batter is Roberto Perez, 0 for 2. 2 ground outs to short. 21 is a strikeout. So Santana is this is like in real life with him, the way he pitches against the Indians. So back up to the top of the order, and Carlos Santana, 4. That is in his extra base range. So we're adding 13 to the home run, and his is 37. So we're going to 49 on this one. 67, that's a double. So double for Santana. That's his 2nd hit of the game, and the Indians' 5th, I think. So here we are for Francisco Lindor trying to extend his hitting streak. 86. He's not going to do it. It's past Santana's strikeout range, so that is going to be a fly to center to end the inning. So that looks like that is going to end Lindor's hitting streak at 11. So no runs on 1 hit in the 8th. So through 7.5, it's 11-1. And I think, let's see, I think that's going to be it for McAllister. So we'll figure out a new pitcher. So when you change pitchers, all you're doing here is just changing where the P letter is here. We'll go with Sean Armstrong. Give him some time here. So Sean Armstrong coming in to pitch for the Indians. Problem with Sean Armstrong is he adds 23 to the home run. So if he gets in an extra base column, it's going to be pretty bad. So the next batter here for the Twins is Robbie Grossman, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 2 singles. So he gets 62. That is over the hit column or hit rate of Sean Armstrong. So that is a ground out to the catcher. So 2-3, so it was a little squib hit. Okay, so Jason Castro, he is 0 for 3 with a walk. So 6, and here's where we're at in the extra base column. So we're going to add 23 to his home runs. So he's going to have a 53, and it is out of here on the 27. So just like I was saying, if they get an extra base hit, it's a good chance it's going to be a home run. So Castro gets one and makes it 12-1. So the next batter will be Eddie Rosario, 0. That is a rare play. So we are going to go, you're not going to see this, but it's in the instructions here. So bases empty and a 5 there is strike 3, batter disputes and may get toss. Refer to as temper rating, which it says to make up. Roll 1 die. So it says 1 to 3 is tossed for most tempers. 4 to 6 stays in the game. So this is for Polanco to stay in the game. And he does with that 6. So he gets a little angry at that 3rd strike call. And in the game, they have different 0-0 categories for on base, which situations. So, and I did forget to mention this when I did my tutorial, that there's a great plan with this game. You can buy every season from, I think it's 1901 to 2018 for $99. And then every year afterwards, you get that season free. So when the 2019 season comes out, I can get that for free and put it into the game. So once you pay that initial $99, you get everything. So I did start the 1970, I think it's 1978 or 9, when Pete Rose had his 46-game hitting streak. I started that with dice. So I may be putting that on a video here sometime soon. I played one game so far and he hit in it. So there's some other good hitting streak videos on the Tabletop Plus site. So that'd be something to look at. I know Benito Santiago was on there, so that's what gave me the idea of Pete Rose. But anyway, so 2 outs, bottom of the 8th for Eddie Rosario. And he gets a 56, which is the last out range, so it is a ground ball to short. So the Twins get a run on a hit, and we're going to go to the 9th inning with it 12-1. Unless the Indians bat around, it'll be the end of Lindor's hitting streak. And I think Santana is done for the game. So he goes 8 strong innings, gives up 1 run on 4, 6, 7 hits. So throw somebody in here. Let's see. We'll throw Taylor Duffy in there. So Taylor Duffy will try to finish off the Tribe. Michael Brantley comes up for the first batter in the 9th. He gets a 42, which is an out, and that is a pop out to second. So the 1s are line outs, the 2s are pop outs, and then by dice rolls where, now on this Excel helper, it tells me where it's at, it goes to second base. So the next batter, Encarnacion, he is 0 for 2 with a walk. Ooh, and he gets an extra base hit. And Duffy adds 6 to his, so it would be a 70. So 60 is a home run. So home run for Encarnacion. A little too late, but that's all right. So he homers. So 1 out, and it is 12-2. And the next batter is Jose Ramirez, 53. That is an out. Ground ball to first. Next batter, it could be the last batter, Lonnie Chisenhall, 2 outs in the ninth. It's a 93, so it's an error check on the first baseman, and Mauer does not give up errors. So he is a ground ball to third base or to first base, and that'll end the game. So the Indians get drubbed 12-2, and more importantly, Francisco Lindor, his hitting streak is done at 11. The Twins moved to 9-6 on the early season. Cleveland moves to 8-7. Santana with 8 strong innings gets the win. And Trevor Bauer with a short outing again. He goes 3 and 3 2/3, and gives up a whole ton of runs. So, well, thank you very much for joining me on the MM Sports Network, and we'll be back sometime either with an Indians game here or maybe the Pete Rose hitting streak. Thank you very much for watching.